Hello there, this is Zappa again. Here for another little short video. Just kind of going over real quick on the color wheel. This is kind of Azek's little favorite thing in the whole entire world. But I find it very helpful. I just kind of wanted to show you real quick what a color wheel is and what we kind of look on it for and what we use it for. I've used this quite a bit of time just to see what type of colors I want to kind of go for when I'm planning for a miniature. But of course, the colors are going to be different when I'm actually starting to do it and actually starting to paint. Um, as I make up my own recipes, my own color palettes. But kind of just real quick on the color wheel, you can see you got all the basic colors, all the major colors. Um, Here we have, of course, your warmer colors, what we call warm colors. In other words, they kind of pop up or stand out with whatever you're painting. And that's usually your red through your yellow um, colors. Of course, you got yellow, green, and violet, which is kind of in between the two of the cooler colors. The cooler colors are basically ones that are kind of like, they kind of pull back a little bit. We typically use those for like shadowing and so forth. They kind of not attract the eye as much as the warm colors do. So that's what that is all about there. Now you can see on this color wheel on this side, you can see if you have your basic colors, you don't need to buy a whole gamut of different colors. You could just have these basic colors in your inventory, and you could just add a little bit of whatever to get what you want. And you can see up here, as I'm turning this disc around, there's a red, there's a yellow, there's a blue, and there's a black that you can add. There's a water one, but I don't know why they have that there, but because with the acrylics, it's not going to make much of a difference. It's going to be the same color. Um, Anyways, so now that I digress, I'll get back on the subject. So you could tell by, you say, if you want to take orange, you want to add a little red to it, and that's what it's going to look like. It's going to get a little darker. If it's yellow and you want to add a little red to it, you can see it turn to orange. So it kind of helps you out a little bit to see what happens when you add a little bit of whatever. If you add a little black, that's what it's going to look like. Put on yellow, kind of a dingy yellow looking color, almost an olive color to it. So this is what I kind of used to see what you could do for mixing primary colors. Now the other side of the color wheel, real quick, has what we call your complementary colors. It's what colors go together real nicely. So, like for instance, Azeg's favorite little color is orange. I have to pick on him because he picked on me last time. So his favorite color is orange. So what is the complementary color? Well, we got this right here. The direct line here is the complementary color of blue.
Wrong.
Pipe down there. It does not lie. So using these two colors will make one of the other colors pop, depending on what type of primary color you want to use. Say if you want to use a lot of orange, you can put a little blue in there, and it'll make that orange even stand out even more. If you want to use some blue, you can put a little orange in there, and it makes it really stand out. Now, if you want to use three major colors, we have here what you call the triad. This little well, this is the split one. The triad, big triangle here. So if we have it on orange here, if you want to use two different types of colors, the more complementary type colors to use is probably either green or violet. Now this is quite a bit of color theory. I'm not going to get into much because the internet's full of color theory. But it has been my experience when you're using these, it makes one color or the other pop. So if I were to use like green, I'll probably add just a little bit of orange and it makes that green just come right out. Of course, if you use green, red is of course its complementary color, or red is its complementary color, so they really pop out quite nicely that way. If you're to use four primary colors, even helps you out with that as well. So we'll put that on orange. So if you use green, red, blue, They all should look real nice on your miniature or on whatever you're painting. So that is pretty much all in a nutshell of how a color wheel works. It's very easy to use. I like I said, use it for planning for the most part. Of course, it's not exactly what I'm looking for when I do my colors, but if you have your general idea what color you're using, then you can use this to even further kind of zero in on what you want to do for your miniature. Or whatever you're painting for that matter. So this is my wonderful watercolor wheel. So appreciate your time. It's a kind of a real short video, like I said. I wanted to show you this and see if you like it or not. So if you have any questions, well, put it in your chats and I'll see if I can answer them. Thank you.
So for your color wheel thing, that one's just for watercolors.
Uh-huh.
Does that change if it's acrylics? Does it change if it's...
Well, watercolor with acrylics, they are watercolors.
Okay.
It really is a watercolor type of thing because acrylic, I'll say this in my other video, it's made up of 3 different things. It's made up of your a medium, which is acrylic, water, and lastly, your pigment. Those are the main things in any type of acrylic.
Okay, so it doesn't matter, like, the type of paint that you use. It doesn't matter. The color theory is still the same theory.
The color theory is the same theory.
Okay.
Kind of the same broadly. And even if you use those as watercolor, I find this to use this even with enamels and it works just as fine, just as well. Color theory is color theory.
I was gonna say I would just I guess I would assume so.
Yeah. So
in thinking about it,
because what you're doing is you're mixing just the pigments. That's what you're mixing.
right. So the medium that the pigment is in, I guess, doesn't matter as much as the actual just pigment itself.
The pigment itself. If the
Okay.
pigment's nice and robust, then you can actually mix colors together and it will mix nicely.
Sweet. Now I'm getting super excited to actually like mess with paint.
Yeah, that's one thing I like about when you're starting doing your own colors and why I use like a wet palette.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll actually have like a notebook next to me when I start to do recipes of, okay, I added 1 of blue, 1 of yellow, 2 of red, and I came up with this wonderful brown color.
Oh, that is so freaking smart.
So
And that way, if you come up with a color you like in a palette you like, you know what you concocted to get there.
correct. I do that. Also with my wet palette, I can also save the color that I made. I also do that too, but that's the benefit of wet palettes. They're great things.
That's amazing. Well, sorry to interrupt you. Thank
Oh, no, I'm happy to answer any questions. So.
you for answering questions.
No, those are really good questions to ask, and I'm happy to answer them.
Are there any paints sold for miniature painters that come in collect like can you buy like a what am I trying to say? Is there anybody that sells like a series of 3 paints together that are in the like by color wheel or by color theory?
Yes, by color theory, Reaper does a really good job of that. I was going to mention that later on, but I'll say it now. That's great. Reaper has what they call triads, and they have your shade, your mid-tone, and your dark, and that's probably the closest I've seen that has for color theory complementary type thing, so that you can actually paint from your mid-tone to under your shadow and up to your highlights in one 3-pack. And of course, you can mix them together to get your gradation. What I mean by gradation is from a lighter color to a darker color. They get that transition even more smoother. So.
And Reaper paints, I can get it like Game Castle or.
Unfortunately, around here, no one sells. I don't think anybody sells Reaper around in we're in Reno. So I have not seen anybody that sells Reaper here anymore.
Okay. Do they have a website? Because
They-
put it in the comments.
They do have a website, reaper.com.
Okay.
You can buy it from there. You can buy it from Amazon. Many hobby other stores online you buy it from. If your local hobby store doesn't have it,
Okay.
but a lot of your bigger cities, a lot of people do like Reaper, so you may see that out in your own hobby store. But in our area, it's a little bit. It's pretty much GW and um, Army Painter and AK Interactive. So
Okay. Sweet. I'll make sure that we put the website down below in the description.
okay,
Well,
that's
awesome.
excellent.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you guys. I appreciate your time. I'm glad I was able to go over this real quick with you. And if you have any other further questions, please ask, and I'll be happy to answer them.
You can check out your playlist on our channel for more tips and techniques and the long stream live versions of the project that you're doing, right?
Right, right.
Awesome.
Right. And I can't wait for that to start here soon because I'm going to start all the way from priming to actually painting and sealing. So I can't wait.
I can't wait. That's gonna be so exciting. Alrighty. Well, thank you so much, and we will see you next time.
See you next time. Thank you.